Welcome back to the Latics Published podcast. It's been a while, but we are back for the start of the new League One season. I'm Ollie, joined by Alex,
Hello, everyone.
and I'm joined by Don as well.
Hello, ladies.
And we're going to be just reviewing the match day from yesterday. So it finished Derby 1, Wigan 2. Two excellent goals from Charlie White. Alex, what are your thoughts on that performance, first and foremost?
Well, coming into League One, starting with rock bottom with -8 points, I was a bit nervous coming into this game because Derby are a top flight side, aren't they? Like, who are still looking to start going up in the Championship next season. And as soon as I got into the ground, I met Don for the first time. And then when it was getting closer to the kickoff, like, it looked equal, like, first few minutes of the game. The next minute, we broke a counter-attack from a mistake pass from Derby, and Charlie White led us to finish it. So I decided to boost up my confidence. So then I thought it was going to win, and we did, basically.
Lovely. Don, what are your thoughts on that performance as well?
What a win. Oh, wow. Sean Maloney's boys are back in town. That's all I'll say. But no, seriously. I'm the same as Alex. Before the game, you had this feeling that we'd win. Before the game, I was going to put a bet on Wigan to win, but I just thought, nah. And then I said Derby would win 3-0, but, because Derby are not a League One team either. Big club, big ground, loads of fans. But no, I'll have to keep it PG. But in other words, Derby were absolutely buttocks. That's all I'll say. They were absolutely dreadful. Sean Maloney's tactics just outdone them. And Charlie White, what a man. That's all I'll say.
Yeah. Two brilliant goals from Charlie White. One was a mistake from Sonny Bradley. He did a back pass and it was sort of back to Aaron Cashin, the left centre back, but it was a bit of a misplaced pass and White just ran onto it, rounded the keeper and then put it away. And we had a chance with Langy at the end of the first half, sort of like that on the break again, but for some reason it's just inside Lang. He just bottles it in those situations.
His head gets to him. Gets to him in those positions. He needed to just hit it hard and low, get it round the keeper, and it's a goal. But his head got to him, and he didn't know what to do, so he was just stuck.
You saw last season as well. He was in so many of those positions, and he just didn't put it away. I'm not sure what happens to him. I don't know if he just has like this idea where he wants to pass or not, or if he's in a one-on-one, he's not looking up properly, or what it is. But it needs to improve, definitely, because if we'd have scored that 2-0 at half time, we could have been 3-0.
Yeah, the game's to bed though. The game's went to bed if we score that.
But anyway, moving on to the second half. Derby did get a goal back. They made it 1-1. Craig Forsyth with a brilliant finish, I've got to say. Very good finish for a left. You play left mid, I think it was. It was a brilliant finish on the volley. They crossed it in. Max Bird had a header. It sort of fell kindly for him, and he just absolutely smashed it into the bottom left. And apart from their Derby goal, they had pockets of pressure and all that, but they offered nothing up front. Like, they had crosses going in, and we kept heading it away until a chance fell to us, and then White made it 2-1. But that defence from Sam Tickle, my word.
Unreal.
He won the game for us. We've got to say that. He was my man of the match.
Yeah, but the only problem I've got with the Derby, Sean Clare. Now, every time, I don't know if you noticed it as well, but every time Derby attacked the corner, flogging crossed the ball into the box, Clare was always attacking in the middle, wasn't he? Whenever we went forward, Clare was always in the middle, going forward. But whenever Derby went forward and put a ball into the box, he was always out of position. He was never marking his man, and that obviously led to the Derby goal.
Yeah. We saw as well some of the crossing from Tom Pierce down that left-hand side as well. Our attacking is very good, but it's our defence that looks really shaky. Now, I'm not saying it was a bad defensive display because it was very good, but we were letting them get past us far too many times.
We was playing out from the back, weren't we?
Yeah.
And it just, after you can see, it just doesn't look good. You're shaky, you're scared. It worked. We obviously won, but yeah.
And we saw as well McManaman. I didn't touch on this, but in the first half, McManaman, he absolutely destroyed that Joe Ward. You saw him he was giving the defenders everything, McManaman. He was absolutely ruining them.
That's what we need. That's what we
Yeah,
need.
that is exactly what we need. We've not had a winger like that who's able to just breeze past someone. That's exactly what we need in McManaman.
No,
and he's 32. Even though he's 32, he's still got it.
I wasn't really a fan of bringing him in. I love the bloke, but I weren't a fan. But he proved me wrong yesterday, and fair play to him. Credit where it's due.
Yeah, Alex, what were your thoughts on White's performance yesterday? Then,
just really unbelievable, actually, because when he mentioned in the interview after the game yesterday, he's been through 2 tough seasons, hasn't he? And from the reports he's had from pre-season and like really impressive pre-season like comments and all that, it's just unbelievable. Like, we don't expect that from him, but I feel like now it's his season because like he's pushing more forward. He's more like attacking with like Sean Maloney's new rules, like where he's putting more players up front and like whatever he's doing, I don't even know what he's on, but like
he seems like a proper striker now. He doesn't seem like a hold-up striker like he was under Liam.
Yeah, he likes to drive forward. Like,
yeah.
I didn't even notice he was in the box when he headed that ball. In the next 10 seconds, he scored and started celebrating. I was like, he scored again.
Yeah, no one around us knew it went in, did we? We always thought it was hard netting.
Yeah, that sort of that second goal, honestly, it was a mistake by the goalkeeper, but it was a very good deep cross from Pierce.
Oh,
and
Pierce is
honestly,
crossing.
if that was Sam Tickle, you'd come and claim that, but it's luck that we needed, and obviously Charlie's there, and we saw 2021 glimpses of him, didn't we?
Yeah,
that sort of natural striker's instinct that he showed when he was on his last spell at Sunderland.
It was luck, but we didn't deserve to lose that at all.
That was
absolutely not. We battered them, to be honest.
That last 10 minutes as well, defence just hoofing it forward, no one there. But to be fair, they did play 3-5-2. They had Mendes, Lang, and Collins up front, and when they were pumping balls into the box, our defender was first there every single time, and that's really what we want.
The thing is with Paul Warren, right? If Derby want to go up, they get rid of him straight away. Do you know why? He reminds me just like Danny Cowley at Portsmouth. He was good in League One for a few years, but his tactics have been found out. Everyone knows how to play, and now they just get turned over every week. Get rid of him.
Yeah. So if we move on then to the fans, we brought 3,000, I think it was, away in that corner of Pride Park. Absolute limbs when the first goal went in. Absolute limbs. It was pure carnage.
Yeah.
And
right.
Flare going off, mental.
A white flare. I don't know why it weren't a blue one, but
yeah, no, I saw that as well. And was it? We outsung them all game.
We outsung them all game. And if that fat Derby virgin fan is watching this, shh.
Wait, you're on about the curly hair guy?
Yeah. Giving it big all game. Fucking have a bit of that, mate. Absolute fat slob.
Giving it large.
Where's your 3 points gone? Where's your 3 points gone?
Oh, I love it. So then, Sam Tickle was my man of the match yesterday. Some incredible saves. That Forsyth, he could have had a hat-trick of volleys.
Oh, Tickle. He can tickle me bum if he wants.
Like, the amount of crosses towards the back post and the amount of...
He could have dealt with it every time.
Volleys. Yeah. He could have had a hat-trick of volleys, that Forsyth, at the back post.
Yeah, unreal keeper. Honestly, he can tickle my ass if he wants. He's unreal. My man of the match.
Yeah. And then, I've got to say, Asgard sort of in the middle, because we set up as a 4-2-3-1. Because Liam Shaw was out, Asgard had to play in sort of a central midfield role. He's more of an attacking role. He looked very poor, in my opinion. He kept giving the ball away, and you see how many times he was giving it away and tripped on the ball quite a bit, didn't he?
Yeah, I weren't a fan yesterday. Same with Lang, to be honest. Lang put some very good tackles, and he was leading the team, but he didn't do anything, and he should have scored, didn't he? So, not for me. Lang and Tello, all the others were class.
Yeah, definitely.
And on that point of Lang as well, he was selected as captain after McLean left for Wrexham. It was a good decision, I think, only for attacking roles. But the thing is, he's not like the leader, the likes of other players can be. So The decision that baffled me most, though, was to put McGuinness as captain when he's not going to play. That's something that I didn't understand.
It's because he's a really good. I've heard that he's a very, very good person in the dressing room, and all the players look up to him because of his experience. So that's what I've heard anyway.
Right, okay, so that is a fair point. That would be understandable, but he doesn't play. That's the issue.
Yeah, but you got
Right.
Lang as vice captain, didn't you? He plays every week, so that's why he's done it.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, I mean, they can't really put Charlie Hughes captain. If he was a bit older, Charlie Hughes, he'd be captain, definitely.
Yeah, he commanded his area really well yesterday. Same with Clare. I did say Clare was a bit shite defensively, but honestly, he got the fans going every time he went over for a corner. Every time he was going for a throw in, he always was, getting the fans going. Yeah, I like Clare.
We had a couple of debuts yesterday as well with the Deco, and
Oh, he was unbelievable, him.
yeah,
He was unreal, but he did make a
Honestly.
few missed passes.
I mean, to be fair, that is expected. It's his first professional start, so
Yeah, I know, but your first two touches, missed passes. I don't know about that one.
well,
It was just funny, like when they kept having throwing all crosses in the box, and he just there to brace because the ref was basically paid by Derby.
Craig Forsyth as well. He's a knobhead. I don't know if you lot realised it. Charlie Hughes it was a throw into Derby. Charlie Hughes giving the ball back, and he was trying to get a Forsyth. I don't know why.
Oh yeah, was it like that off pass?
He thought he was kicking it away from him when he was giving him the ball.
So, as the teams lined up, Derby had a 3-5-2 with Wild Smith in goal, 3 players across the back with Cash in left centre back, Bradley in the middle, and then Curtis Nelson on the right, signed in from Blackpool. They had a 5 in the middle with Forsyth and Ward on each side, left and right mids. Smith, Bird, and Hurahan in the middle, and then they had Collins and Mendes Lang up front. Now, that middle 5 I thought was very solid, but obviously they made some mistakes that obviously cost them, and that was sort of what won us the game. But I don't want to, ride off mistakes because we did play well, especially at the back, because we held on firm. So we started with a tickling goal, 4 across the back with Pierce, Morrison, Hughes, and Clare. Hughes was absolutely outstanding. Morrison and Clare had their debuts. With 2 in the middle with Asgard and Smith, McManaman, Lang and Humphreys, another return for Humphreys, and then Wyke up top. So overall, we got Northampton next. It's looking very bright for us, still -5, but it is looking good.
If we play how we did yesterday against Northampton and Carlisle, we will absolutely blow them away.
Yeah.
Obviously Northampton and Carlisle are nowhere near as good as Derby, which in the football that we played yesterday, we were literally passing it around Derby at one. But Matt Smith yesterday, by the way, some of his 1-2s, Northampton and Carlisle won't be able to deal with that.
Oh,
I don't
no.
want that mental idea of Northampton being worse than Derby, because that could work against us, because if we're not being challenged, we might flop under pressure like what we did. We played very well against Derby, but we were kept on our toes, weren't we? We made to work for that win, definitely.
There's no pressure on the players anyway. They just want to get the -5 gone, and there's a good belief around the camp. Obviously, the new left back coming in as well, George Cox. It's looking bright.
Honestly, though, I think we would be fine with Pierce, starting on the wings. I think.
Yeah,
if you give him a go, he could be like another Gareth Bale, I think.
Pierce yesterday, he was good, but defensively, he just got beat every time.
Yeah.
And
so if he was played in a more attacking role, sort of maybe right winger, then he could have some potential.
Yeah, because he's got a good cross into the box. He's probably got a good shot on him as well. Every wing back has a good shot on him nowadays, doesn't he?
Yeah, you remember that free kick he scored against Port Vale in the cup?
Yeah.
You saw glimpses of quality like that. He has got it. It's just, I think we played him just as a replacement, just for the time being.
I don't think it'll be a replacement because he's been here for about 5 years now, isn't he?
Well, not as in, because we were definitely going to start McLean at left back, definitely.
Oh,
but I think he was just the McLean sort of replacement for now.
I love Macca. Don't get me wrong, I love the bloke. He's a club legend in my eyes, but it was time to go. He passed it now, and bringing in George Cox, obviously a young left back, experience in the Eredivisie. He was on trial at Hull in summer, so he's obviously got a bit about him. So, yeah, I think it's a good replacement, to be fair.
Now, I see what you mean, but honestly, I don't think it was, because he's a good player for League One standard. He's got it for League One, He's a captain. You know, he's got that leadership we saw at the end of our promotion season last time from League One. We saw that sort of that window where he was injured. You know, we absolutely flopped without his leadership. He sort of drove that team on, absolutely.
Yeah, but he was a younger player, wasn't he? They're not, you know, he can't take a man on anymore, can he? You know, I know he's a defender, but I'd rather a much quicker left back. You know, someone who's
I'm
good.
surprised he didn't say that McManaman would be captain, to be honest.
Yeah, he doesn't strike me as a leader, though, McManaman.
No.
He strikes me as a club legend, just not a leader.
Yeah, so then, if we move on now then, looking at Northampton, they did lose to Stevenage, actually, on the first day, so that gives us some sort of hope. It was at home. Northampton were at home. They lost by 1-0 by a Pierre Gianni goal, 80th minute. So their defence looks shoddy, let's say that. You know, Hoskins barely had a chance.
Yeah, conceding
that's
to Stevenage doesn't strike me as good defensively, to be fair.
Yeah. So it's looking good, I think we'll say. And just before Northampton as well, we got Wrexham in the cup. Now, I'm sure
I absolutely hope we batter them. I can't stand them. Can't stand them. On Sky TV as well.
Yeah, I hope the young lads get a good go. Yeah. I hope the young lads do get a go. Is Johnny Smith still injured?
Yeah. Well, he said Sean Clare was still injured, but
who knows at this point?
I can see Shaw playing Tuesday.
So apart from that, there's not much else. So just want to say thanks for listening. Stay tuned for the match preview of potentially Wrexham, but we'll definitely be back for Northampton at home. But until then, see you.
Latics.